Hey guys, welcome on back to AnKorage Extras, and we are in my kitchen. So this is it. So I figured what I would do is just give you a little bit of a tour of my place a little bit. So we're in the kitchen. This is where we do my series called Dinner Quest. So I do that right here, and when I bought this place, about years ago, there were some things that were already here, such as these walls, this floor, this sink bench, counter, the cabinets, of course. None of this is technically brand new. There are a few new items in here, so I wanted to show you about a little bit. So, of course, like I just mentioned, this is where I do Dinner Quest. So there's a few items in here that are brand new, or relatively brand new. Dishwasher right here. This is new. The stove, range, oven, whatever. It's new. These two things I bought 4 years ago. So, and then of course, you might not be able to see it all that well, but I just got a new trash can. So, and if you've watched any of the previous recent videos for Reno Quest, I did the thing with the cabinets. I put in little catches, little latch catch type thing, so that these don't just flop open and stuff like that. It actually has something that grabs it and goes like that. All of these are done. So I'm going to change the angle a little bit, and I'll show you the next part. Okay, we'll move on over a little bit and stuff like that. We got this corner here, the other end. There's the dishwasher, there's the sink, there's this. It's got those latches and everything like that. And you'll notice from my countertops that, I happen to like clear surfaces. I'm not a minimalist by any stretch. I mean, I've got lots of stuff, but I like to have clear surfaces and only use the spaces when I need to. You'll notice that this right here is a drop leaf table that I purchased 15 years ago from IKEA. So, drop leaf, lift up thing. There's two leaves. So when I need to use the whole thing, I can just bring it on out. When I'm not using it, I can fold it back up, stick it up back against the wall. So, of course, everybody needs a blender. I've got a Ninja. This thing's nice. This makes sandwiches, stuff like that. This space here above the sink is, this was completely bare. And there's space here so that you could have a microwave in that spot. But that can't be done in this unit, mainly because the only electrical being provided is to the socket here, the GFCI socket, and this does have wiring for a disposal unit in the sink, but I had the disposal unit actually removed because the motor burnt out, and I'm like, there's not so much that there needs to be a disposal there all the time, so I had it removed. But the wiring's still down there. It's capped off. So there we go. Still nice and safe and everything like that. But to finish off about this space, that this was just a bare space. So to make use of it, I installed a couple of short shelf brackets on the back. And I had this, I got this little piece of wire shelving, and got a couple of shelf brackets, threw it on, threw this little shelf piece on here, and then, of course, I've got a drying rack, and it goes right down, and it drains down into the sink. So, there we go. That's the best thing I could do with that particular unit. And, you'll notice, you notice over here, I've got some dried herbs over here. So, it gives it a nice look and everything. So it's kind of nice. So Okay, why don't we change angle again? Okay, now you're standing right in front of the stove, and yeah, here I am. So here's me. How you doing? Don't mind the brightness at the top of the screen, stuff like that. I've got a ceiling fan in here with 4 lights, but I only use one of them. I've got all 4 populated with bulbs, but I've only got one in use, LED style. But yeah, and then we've got this going on. Here's my microwave, or my nuker. This is a this is on casters, this cart, so I keep things down inside of there. And here's that table again, the drop leaf table. Here is the breaker box for the entire unit, and it's only got 6 breakers. And these 2 wide ones, I wish they were at the top and that the other 2 here were down here, but I wasn't the one that installed those. Those have been there since this place was built back in the early 70s. So, and they still work perfectly fine. Yeah. So, and then of course, all these units have a landline, and that's this spot right here. With everything regarding cell phones and people not needing landlines anymore, I felt it was important to have a landline for emergencies. So for about 2 months I actually had an active landline, and it just figured out that I really didn't need it after that much time, stuff like that, and that it was only needed for emergencies. And so I had the service shut off. However, it is still usable for emergencies. Pick it up and there is a dial tone, so actually you might be able to hear it. So there we go. Still be able to call 911 should we have to, stuff like that. And I've got the phone number that is assigned to this location on a label, and it's on the phone base. So there's that. So you'll notice a little bit of a motif going on in here a little bit. It's the appliances, they're black. So, and that's because of what I'm going to show you next. And that is because of this thing, my refrigerator. Now, I own this unit. I bought it. So it is a condo, although it was originally an apartment back in the early 70s until they reclassified it as a condo. But either way, the previous owner of this unit had bought this, and I wanted to keep a color theme of sorts going on. So of course, these days, black is very today. Why, I don't know. But I decided that I'm just gonna keep going with that color theme so that things match. So the stove, dishwasher, microwave, those are all black. You'll notice here that my toaster oven is gray. Well, that's just because that was the only one that was available, a gray one / silver or stuff like that. But you'll notice that these cabinets up here, now these do not have those latch catches things. I only need 2 because I've got them in this. That one, those 2 up there have the catches. This one here and the one down here doesn't. Alright, so we're in my living room. So I'm gonna come a little closer. You can see me a little better. So here we are. Alright, so we're in the living room. So you're standing in the doorway of the kitchen area. So as you come out, you see all this. So it's very bright over there. I've got the blinds closed, so I'm trying. So I apologize for any brightness coming from over that way. But in either sense, you can see right over here, we've got, if I can get a view of it, you know, we've got the screen, we've got the TV right down there. There's my computer station right over there. Here's the coffee table that you see. You know, when I do stuff where I'm filming and I'm sitting on the couch right here, off to the right, and the view is straight down. Bang. So there's that. And then you can see over here, that's where I've got the video game cabinet and the shelves, things of that sort. So let's change the view a little bit. All right, so change the view a little bit. Still a little bright over by me, but you know, there's my couch. So when I watch TV, I sit here. Got a couple of pillows right here I'll lean on. Got one here I'll lean on. And I sit like this. And I just watch TV. And I keep an eye on the computer. So, it's fun. So there we go. There's that. Let's see. You can see the this stuff a little better. So why don't we change the angle again? Alright, well here I am on my couch. This is where I sit and relax most of the time. So you can see the door over here that goes out into the hallway. There we go. And your view is from just in front of the air conditioner and in front of the futon that's sitting there. So there you go. And here's the shelves right there. So very cozy. I like it. All right, and you know, here's another angle. You're standing over by the slider and the sewing machine, stuff like that. Here I am. So here's the screen, here's the TV, my computer station right here, my high back chair. There we go. So there's that. And yeah, not much to say about that. Here is a much better shot of this, you know, the shelves, my Ghostbuster stuff, you know, the video game. Got my trap, got my PKE meter right here, my proton packs right here. And I've got my Odin's Raven banner on the wall over here, stuff like that. And yeah, so, and if I move you guys to the right a little bit, yeah, you see the reflection over here on this thing. That's the light on top of here. So if I go like that, you can actually see the piece of art that I've got there. That's from Battlestar Galactica. That's from the first Cylon War. Alright, so given that, why don't we go take a look at my den. So we are in my den. This is actually my bedroom. But I say it's a den because I occasionally do a video where I'm sitting over here in this corner and all you see is this corner. So it's dark in here, so I apologize for that. I could open up those blackout shades, but oh, it would get excessively bright in here. So I keep the light down and stuff like that. So there we go. Let's look at another angle. Moving over to here, we've got two large closets. This is the master bedroom, so therefore his and hers, I don't know. Being just me, you know, I use this one for clothes, and then I've got prepper, whatever, you know, supplies. Over on the far right, I've got my geek bag. You know, it's basically a laptop bag full of cords and stuff. And then miscellaneous things. You know, I got some goodies up here. Some collectibles, if you can call it that. And over here is basically some housewares, my hardware-y stuff and stuff like that. It's on a wire shelf rack system. I got boxes up here I gotta get rid of. this whole thing is going to be redone. I was going to be doing videos for it, but I'm not so sure if I will have the energy to do those two things at the same time, working on this and making a video at the same time. I'm probably just going to do it separately, but in either sense, I've got this. This is a wire shelving, stuff like that. I'm going to be taking all this stuff out, reorganizing the shelves and putting everything back and cleaning out of the top of there and stuff like that. But I was going to do that as a project video, but I'm not so sure if that's something I really want to do. If anybody wants to see me do that kind of stuff, then I mean, I don't mind doing it, but if I don't have to, then I'm not going to bother. But if folks would like to see that, then please let me know down below. Anyways, so let's take a look at this part right here. Well, here's my south/southwest wall. So over here, these are blackout curtains because, you know, it's bright. So the last thing I want is bright sunlight coming in at me, so these cut it out very nicely. And these are black, but we can see we've got all these kinds of boxes. So this is my Ghost Trap PKE meter shipping box. I've got the arcade 1-up. That's the arcade machine box from out there. Here's the proton pack box. My air conditioner for in here. Laundry goes in here. So another project that I've got lined up in my head is similar to the closet because it's right there. I've got a storage locker down the hall right next to the laundry room, and I need to clean that out, get rid of a couple of things, bring a couple of things down, that kind of thing. And the idea is to take these boxes and bring those down and stick them in that, because they're not doing any good here. You know, everything that I want out from them is out. Everything that I want in them is in. So, in the meantime, they don't need to be here. So, behind here, I have a foldable guest bed, which is essentially a big metal cot. I had two. I gave one away a couple 3 or so years ago. Probably closer to 5. But gave one away. I kept one here to use for if I have a guest over and they need someplace to sleep. They could sleep on that, or I could pull the futon out and fold it down and they can sleep on that if they wish. But they don't necessarily have to. But in either sense. Yep. A couple of chairs. These might stay. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Alright, so now I'm going to bring you over to right here. And we're going to look that way. And I'll describe a little bit about what I want to do with this spot. But you'll see why. And over here, this is the angle in which, you get to see, here's where I sleep. Here we go. See this headboard. Yeah, let me get these out of the way so you can see it a little better. It's got this nice log type of stuff. This is, from the people I bought it from. This is Brazilian pine. And, it's not actual chunks of a tree log. These were actually regular planks, milled planks that were straight, and they just went at it with a jig. So, just to kind of give it that natural kind of look and stuff like that. And then they stained it a nice dark brown, and they put these dovetail joints, a couple of those in there, stuff like that. And this is nice and it's rugged, and it's about an inch and a half. It's basically this is a 2x6 board, so you know, you could say it's 2 inches thick when it's actually only about an inch and a half. And the lower one looks like it's a 2x16. Actually, it might be closer to a 2x20. I could be wrong, but it's very, very large, and I like that very much so. And the mattress, this is a hybrid box. It's ordinary mattress, and then it's got a foam top. So it's got, let's see, how thick is it? About 8 inches. So it's got about 4 inches of memory foam, and then the rest of it is just a regular mattress and stuff like that. And you know, this does not have a traditional box spring. It has a low profile box spring. It's only about 4 inches because you know, because the bed itself is actually supposed to be a platform bed where you just take the mattress and just throw it on there and you're good to go, and that's perfectly fine. But for my needs, I need to have a little more height than what this would provide, so I got a 4/5 inch box spring, low profile box spring. The salesperson told me that I don't want a regular box spring because it was just way too tall. I'm like, well, what are your thoughts on the low profile ones? They're like, oh, you can certainly do that. So that's what I got. Here we go. But in essence, this is a platform bed, and there we go. And this desk is not mine originally. It's the other person that lives here. It's a relative. But when some upgrades were going on, you know, I mean, I built this thing 10 years ago, and I didn't necessarily want to get rid of it. I could actually use it in here. So those boxes over there behind you, because you're over by that closet, this could actually work out very nice right behind you. Yeah, so I've got the this blue thing is a heated electric throw, and this is what it connect to actually turn it on, stuff like that. This is a bedspread that was meant to replace this one, which happens to be nice, you know, nice and leafy and stuff like that. This matches, excuse me, matches the color scheme of the room so much better. I didn't want to switch it out after the snow started flying. And you know, this is gray. It's got snowflakes on it. It's not really my taste, but it does fit the season, so that's why I still have it out. But this is actually going to be put away because I'll show you what that's all about. Yeah, back over in this corner. My apologies, but you know, just want to show you in here that snowflake bedspread thing. That's going to be going back into here. But I have a project that I need to get done where all of this is coming out. It's getting reorganized, and then everything will go back in a neat and orderly fashion, because right now, I mean, it's a mess. I mean, I've got wood glue here, I've got tape here, I've got my stud finder here found, and you know, tape. I've got my husky. I've got these little huskies with drawers and stuff like that in them, you know, for different hardware chassis stuff. And this whole thing, I don't like it down here. I want these up top. So I'm going to be moving shelves around, stuff like that. The upper shelves have tons of boxes that I don't need, so I need to get rid of those, and I need to reorganize the things down bottom. I've got a thing full of paint stuff. I've got my toolbox down there. I've got spare wood like this. I don't need this for anything, but I keep it because I might need it at some point. Stuff like that. I was going to be doing a video or a series of videos of this process of fixing things up, or reorganizing things. But it doesn't really look like I really need to. Excuse me a second. So, it's not a huge mess, but it's a mess. I don't like it. I need to straighten it up. So there we go. Let's look at another station over here, if I can get a good angle on it. Yep, and I was able to. All right. So yeah, here is over here. So I'm at the corner of the bed right here. And of course we've got the desk here. This is where I had my auxiliary streaming station. Yeah, I've got a computer here. This is the Triton. I bought this, almost 10 years ago. Almost. Sound like 16, 17, somewhere in that range. And it's not being used for anything right now. I do have the plug here. This is in that most recent video about getting this resurrected, and it's not. Well, all I have to do is throw this drive in it and it'll turn back on and boot into Windows. But I don't want to do that on this. This is a mechanical drive. So it's spinning rust, platter drive, piece of junk. But as you can see, I've got a few things here, stuff like that. These are all things waiting to go into the closet. So part of that project is I pull everything out. It's all going to go here and get everything reorganized in there, and then put everything back and organize it, and remove old stuff I don't need anymore, and put it all back and have it neater. That's the goal. So I don't need to use this as an auxiliary station anymore, so I have the spare webcam. Should be in the drawer down there, but what have you. And yeah, so there you go. So there we go. There's a little bit of a tour of the 3 major rooms in here. I've got 2 other rooms. One is a bathroom, and that is a very small space. Try to get a camera in there is not easy, so I opted just to not bother with it. So I'll talk about it a little bit. The walls in there are like a sandy sand color, and in there's got a lot of modern look to it. But the base of the sink, the stand for it, it's kind of like a coffee color, very dark, like a dark roast kind of color and stuff like that. So I'm kind of playing with that a little bit. And the room itself is going to be, or it has been, kind of like my wild attempt at trying to make it look old-timey. Try to make sure the browns match, darks, and I've got a wooden toilet seat. It's made out of wood, so the thermals on that are fantastic. So when you have a seat, you don't get shocked with an icy seat. Plus, I think it just looks better. The shower curtain is a cloth one. So I've got an outer cloth curtain, and then I've got an inner plastic one and stuff like that. But so I've got hooks that go down. They come down and they go out. So I can have 2 curtains on the thing. The curtain rod is it's that dark brown. It's oil rubbed bronze. All the hardware in there, for say like the toilet paper holder, the towel holder, oil rubbed bronze look, stuff like that. Wasn't cheap. In fact, I think that kit was like $70. I could be wrong, but in either sense. I had an oil rubbed bronze look lighting put up over the sink because of the color scheme. and make it look old-timey and stuff like that. And then the bulbs for lighting are old style LED. So they're LED, but it looks like old bulbs, like from way back. And we're talking like 20s or earlier, turn of the century kind of stuff. And it's looks very yellow in there. Looks very old-timey in there. I love it. It's really good. So, and then there's the smaller bedroom, which is the one that the relative lives in. So I am not going to go marching in there. It's a 10 by 10 room, just so you know. And that's it. And it's got all that relative's belongings in there, so I'm not going to interrupt or try to march in on it. So my decor styling for the place, it goes by the room, obviously. A lot of people do that. It's very common. And so my kitchen, kind of old style, some more modern appliances, stuff like that. It's got that orangey kind of look on the walls. It's an orangey sandy kind of whatever, stuff like that. Out here, of course, the wall over there is blue. I would prefer it to be, at this point, I would prefer it to be a green. But repainting that wall is not going to be easy because I got to pull everything out and away from it. That's not fun. This one, not so bad. What I would like to do with this one is, I'm very much into the whole mid-century modern look. And we're talking like the 60s and 70s mid-century modern. That's essentially where it's all out of. You can see that in the coffee table, the TV stand. I haven't shown it to you, but the bar, which is from my parents. I'm custodian of it at this point because they've been long gone for years. Trying to bring a little bit of that mid-century modern look in here to some level. I can't do it full blast because I don't have the resources for that. But, pieces, I grew up with the bar, I grew up with the screen, I grew up with the sewing machine, and the rest of this is all basically me and my memories, I would suppose. The shelves, that's the styling of the shelves that we had in our family room at the house I grew up in, so I'm just mimicking that as far as that goes. And so that's really kind of sort of my place. So some bonus content though. I want to show you what I've got inside of my coffee table. Alright. Pardon the fleece zippy thingy. Of course I can't see myself. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, much better. Now I can see myself. Try to lean down here a little bit. So, in my coffee table. So, what's inside of it? Well, the primary purpose of the inside of this is to hold games. So, let's show you what I've got. So, if I reach around over to here, we've got a box of dominoes. It's in a metal tin, and these ones are really nice. These are like, I don't know, they feel like they're an acrylic or a glass, or not ceramic, but yeah, something like an acrylic. It's really nice. These are actual dominoes, so you can lay them all out. There's plenty of them, and you can play dominoes. Very old game. I wanted to have that. This set in particular is the last thing I ever bought from the Ames department stores. And I got that 25 years ago, something like that. So yeah, so that's what I got. Those. What else do I have? I've got Scrabble. So, yeah, it's a white box, but you know, whatever. This is what we got there. So, Scrabble, very important. This thing. This is... One relative in particular will know what this looks like because that relative taught me how to play it. Of course, that was a very long time ago. I forget how. But I wanted to have a set kind of sort of just like theirs. It's a backgammon board. So there we go. And this was not cheap. This was like 75 bucks. So it's got the vinyl exterior, felt nice cloth interior with the, you know, you got the, you know, the dice cups. We got dice, instruction booklet, stuff like that. Some other dice here. Why we've got so many, I have no idea. All the pieces are still in their plastic. And yeah, and what does this say? It says, get the games out. It's out. Whatever. But I wanted to have this. So I got that. Oh, what else do we have down here? I've got a bunch of other stuff too. So take a quick moment to put these back. Ooh, there's that one, that one, that one. Ooh, let's see. I also do keep some snacks down here. I gotta have my M&Ms, so I've got those. Got a little paper bowl down here to put them in, a couple napkins. Let's see. Over here, I have a classic card game. Uno. So I have a deck of Uno cards. So that's nice. Let's see. I also have over here, I have a little container with a whole bunch of dice in it. So, and that is for the purpose of the classic game of Yahtzee. That same relative that taught me how to play backgammon taught me how to play Yahtzee. So I wanted to have Yahtzee around. So I've got that. Hey, and let's see, I go around to the other side for a second because we've got a couple other things down here. Let's see. We've got this here, which is nothing more than just a really fancy deck of cards. Stuff like that. So there we go. It's just a deck of cards. It's the Prestige edition, apparently. And let's see. Another classic game. Mancala. So, we had all kinds of pieces in here, but I don't want them falling out. But, let's see, yeah, Mancala right there. There's that. And then to go along with those playing cards, you gotta have poker chips. These are very nice. I mean, these are made out of the same material as the ones in the casinos. So, which is what I really wanted to have. So I'm very glad I've got them. So it's good. I mean, when you go like this, yeah, it's got that sound. It sounds very authentic. I like that very much. And I wanted to make sure I had plenty, so I bought 2 of those boxes. Here's the other box. And then I bought a shuffler, this battery operated. And to go with the shuffler, I'm get it out of here. I bought 2 additional decks of cards. And I put rubber bands on them so they keep them together. So put a deck here, and it'll shuffle them both and comes out of the bottom, out of this section. And there we go. So there's that. But it doesn't end there. This thing right here. I did have this in the coffee table, but I wanted to move it over here. It is, of course, it's a chessboard. However, it's got additional games on the bottom. What was it? We got Mill, Tic-Tac-Toe, Mind Magic, Mencala, which I've got the regular board, so I don't have to worry about that. One called Insanity, one called Roll 'em. I have no idea what those games are. But Mind Magic is kind of like those little puzzles you get over at that you get to use over at the Cracker Barrel, stuff like that. Chinese checkers on the inside, and there's a backgammon board in the bottom of the box. We've got all the pieces. I have a box here, this grayish box. This actually contains chess pieces from a 3-dimensional Star Trek chess, based on 3-dimensional Star Trek chess, essentially. That board I had, but I ended up donating it because it was just taking up space. I didn't need it anymore. So when I was reorganizing the coffee table the other day, I'm like, you know, that thing would probably go a lot better matching with the TV stand. So keep it over here, right next to the Atari VCS. And there's that. And got a cribbage board. So a friend from high school taught me how to play it. And do I remember today how to play it? No. But I've got it. If anybody wants to play cribbage, I've got the cards, I've got the board. The pieces are in the little compartment inside of the board. And there we go. So there we are. So that was all of that. Why do I have all of these old style games? The mentality is games don't have to be D-pads and X buttons. PlayStation, Xbox, Atari even, all of those systems, the Switch and stuff like that. Games are not only those. These games are the classics. They're the originals. And yeah, we've got electronic versions of them, but you don't get the same experience from playing these games on the TV or computer monitor. These classic iterations of them require personal interaction with another human being. So that interaction is very important, and I'm a firm believer in that. So if I want to play a game, I want to play one of these classic games. Sure, I'll play a computer game or something with somebody, but it's like, if you really want to have something where you can have a conversation with somebody at the same time, go with the classics. Because these things, dice, board games. I had a version of Monopoly until a few days ago, but it hadn't been played in years, and it was the Monopoly Empire version. And I'm not really big on the whole corporate thing, so I got rid of it. I donated it. So somebody else who has small kids could have a lot of fun with it. Same thing with the 2 other games. One was Some Word Game. That's the name of it, Some Word Game. And Apples to Apples. They're for younger kids and stuff like that. So wasn't getting any use here, so there you go. Have fun with it. Enjoy. Pay it forward. There you go. Give it to somebody else to play. And there we go. I bought those years back. And yeah, so all right, so those are my games. Those are my games. This is the brief tour. Well, not exactly brief, but it's just a rough overview of a tour of sorts of my home. And there we go. So if anybody wants to know more about a particular area, please ask me down below. And I would be more than happy to provide some insight into it. So there we go. And yeah, so that's it for now. So thank you very much. And we will talk to you later. Bye.